Hello, everybody. It's Ryno
and Chloe.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I hit you. We are here. It's having another day at Universal Epic Universe, which is still in its previews right now. We are hungry, and we are going to check out one of the hottest new pizza places here at this brand new theme park, which is called Pizza Moon. Pizza Moon. Very excited to go in here. Been seeing a lot of stuff online about it. And we're going to take you through it, show you everything you need to show, and eat some pizza.
Oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Cheese.
So excited. So we're going to go inside, get this video started. Before we do that, I want to remind everybody that this and everything that we do is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan that perfect Universal vacation when you book with them. It costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all of the content that we produce here. DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com for a free, no obligation quote today. If you're curious how much it costs to get here, reach out. They're going to let you know. It's also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Hello! If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from members of the Diz team like myself or Chloe, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. Now we have been out here talking way too long when there is pizza right behind us. So let's get in here and get some pizza. Chloe,
hi.
What are your thoughts? We're sitting down at our table. What are your thoughts on this restaurant, this crazy theme place?
This is such a cool place to be in a brand new theme park, let alone Epic Universe, because we have a new pizza planet of sorts, Pizza Moon. I like to call it Pisha Moon.
That's no moon.
That's no moon. That's a pizza. From the moment you step foot into Celestial Park and you spot the giant Pizza Moon marquee sign, it's cool during the day, but at night it lights up and it is so pretty. You want to come inside and have some pizza in here, and then you come inside, the smell hits you, garlicky, cheesy. You know you're in for a good time, right? We noticed on the outside there are two signs of two different characters, original characters for Pizza Moon. Forgive me, I don't know their names exactly, and I'm going to butcher them, but essentially one is Lord of the Golden Crust, so we have Lord of the Pizza Crust, and then we have, she's the Marinara Queen, she's the Queen of Pizza. And if you go inside, one of my favorite details.
She's from Calzona.
Yeah, she's from Calzona. Very exotic. I would know as Chloe Cannoli, you know.
Chloe Cannoli. Well, you're from the sister system.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Oh, I would love to be part of Pizza Moon. The lore of Pizza Moon would be life-changing. So when you step inside, it looks like you're stepping into a live theater production of sorts. And it's very reminiscent to the 1902 groundbreaking French silent film, A Trip to the Moon. So it's a lot of the Art Nouveau style, really fun characters with that almost Victorian-esque costumes and accessories. There's a shrimp girl, there's a garlic woman, I love the Parmesan Man. The Parmesan Man, yeah, there's a pepperoni pizza guy. My favorite detail though is of our pizza queen. If you go over to the registers, which are on the back left area, there's this moving set piece that has slices of pizza that fan over her, and then occasionally it'll open up. And I swear, somebody can prove me wrong, maybe, but I'm convinced that it is Sigourney Weaver. That is the face of Sigourney Weaver. Our queen in real life is also the pizza queen at Pizza Moon, and I love that detail so much. And we're sitting in this wing that has open windows out to this kind of back garden. We can see Helios just beyond. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of little yellow and purple flowers. It's just relaxing over here. Or you can sit in the main area that looks like that moving theater piece, which is pretty cool, but a little bit darker for the daytime.
I know I'm a little blown out, but I am sitting in that area where Chloe is talking about, obviously with her. Why would I be sitting in a different area from her? That made no sense. But we are sitting in that wing that has these beautiful giant windows with these really fun moon sort of ornate, I don't want to say carvings, I want to say fixtures or something, metal fixtures. The ceiling in here is cool, the roof is cool. I as a film major, we obviously hear about George Méliès a lot in The Trip to the Moon, and if you've seen the movie Hugo, that's exactly what that's sort of about. No spoiler alert. But I do love this sort of, it reminds me very much of, one of my favorite films is Moulin Rouge. Ewan McGregor, Nicole Kidman, robbed of, it only got 2 Academy Awards, should have got more, whatever, we'll get into it in another day. But it's got that sort of very, they use a little bit of this maquette sort of aesthetic, where it's like these like flat, two-dimensional, but they're also three-dimensional figures every now and then. Like when you come in here, it's just really, there's a lot of like fun kinetic movement. You know, Chloe was talking about our pizza queen outside, and I said, "What'd you call me?" And our Lord of the Crust. But then when you get in here, we have the people in the ceiling and these like glowing stars, which is really fun. But in the back, there's this beautiful diorama of all these characters like making pizza on this moon. It's a very interesting aesthetic, and I don't know who and how this was approved, but I love it so far. I love that there's like two areas up here too. There's like the one of the things I've noticed through my experience through Epic Universe is all of the freestyle machines are always very well themed to whatever area they're in, and that sort of continues here. The diorama is great. Chloe already said it, but that woman introduced with the fanning pizza is who. That's the dream. Who doesn't want to be introduced like with these pizza slices going over you? I didn't know that was the dream I dreamed until now. I feel like I'm getting very Les Mis about it all. But as you like come in and you wait in line, there's also these cool like sort of interactive. They're not interactive, but they're doing these little like animated demonstrations in the windows, which is really fun. There's just a lot of very quirky sort of atmosphere in here, and I really enjoy it. Right down to like the tables all have these like wraps on them that make them look, I know you said Art Nouveau, but it also gives me like the slightest edge of that steampunk vibe where it's very like nailed down, a lot of like metal with that sort of thing. But aesthetically, this place is great. I love it. I love that it's just like a pizza place that's like, yeah, well, it could just be a pizza place, or we could have a little bit of fun with it. And I think this is going to be a favorite stop. But we are going to order some food. And I believe there is some exclusive beer made here as well. In fact, let me tell you exactly what we got. Today we went with two different pizzas. We ordered the Pizza Lunara. This is roasted garlic bechamel, fromage de lune, ricotta, pancetta, garlic confit, purple celestial ube crust, all for $18.99. And then we also ordered the giant mushroom. This is roasted garlic bechamel, fromage de lune, wild mushrooms, truffle aioli, parsley, and this is $17.99. We went with two of the beers because we weren't sure which one of them were made for here, but they both sound like they could have been. And those are the Wizard Wit for $13. There wasn't really a description other than on the tap handle I could see it was a wheat beer. And then we got the Speechless Astronomer for $13. Again, there wasn't really a description for this, but we'll talk about that in a second. Chloe, what'd you think of the food?
I'm gonna say this first and foremost. I don't think you can find better pizza in a theme park right now.
Whoa.
I'm gonna say that flat out, right? I do have a few little qualms with each option, but that doesn't take away from my overall thoughts that this is the best pizza I've ever had in a theme park. First, starting off with Pizza Lunar. We ordered this because Ryno and I specifically love our ube. Universal has been playing with ube for a bit. It's a very trendy flavor, I feel like, anywhere right now. Ube is a kind of like a sweet potato family adjacent, but it's a purple kind of yam potato specifically. So it often gives whatever dessert or food item it's a part of a sweet taste. So we wanted to try that one because it had the ube crust. So that was very intriguing. Sadly, we did not really get too much of the ube flavoring. It was purple, which gives it a very whimsical feel, especially because they're wood-fired pizzas in like that big, I forgot to talk about the oven back there. So the oven in the center of the restaurant is
a spaceship.
made into like a rocket. Yeah, like a rocket ship. It's so cute. But anyways, each of the pieces have like these big bubbles on them, and it looks like little planets or craters themselves, which gives them a really playful look. So of course the ube crust with those big, air bubbles in the dough is just, it looks really cool. It had the garlic bechamel sauce, which was on both of them. It's really, really tasty. I'm a huge fan of white sauce pizzas, and this was really flavorful, cheesy, slight garlic hint. This one also had like full or like half garlic cloves all over the pizza. They were roasted, but they were like a big burst of flavor with any time you bit into them. Definitely bring some breath mints or some gum because this one is pretty garlicky. And then the pancetta, which is essentially a smoked pork belly, that was really good. It sort of took over the flavor profile though. You did get a lot of the ricotta, a lot of cheese, but then the pancetta took over and it was kind of like a ham taste. So to be on ham, yes, you know, ham. Chloe and her ham and cheese.
Hannah loves her ham. Chloe loves her ham. Joel.
My ham so much. It sort of tasted like a breakfast pizza to me. It didn't have egg or anything, but you know, the cheese with the ham, it was very, I don't know, breakfast savory item for some reason, but it's good any time of day, you know, pancetta, ricotta, cheese. Again, the ube was fun, but it was just the purple flavoring. I'm hoping maybe we got a dud in that field, and maybe next time we'll taste more of the ube, because I'll definitely try this again if I find myself back in here. Moving on to the giant mushroom. I've actually had this pizza at a previous visit to Epic, and one of the winning star ingredients on this is the truffle aioli. And unfortunately, this time it didn't really taste too much like truffle. There was a certain richness out of the aioli sauce. Like it tasted maybe more buttery, but I didn't get too much truffle in that. But my previous visit I did, so I don't know, the consistency is kind of uneven there. The rest of the pizza though is really good. The mushrooms taste great, they're well cooked. The cheese, of course, you can't go wrong with the bechamel sauce, and then the, is there fromage de lune, moon cheese on both options?
You're a fromage de lune.
It's good. I noticed on both options the dough is perfect. Like the giant mushroom one did have a little bit of a light sweetness, the kind that you want from a pizza crust, and both were cooked really well on the bottom. It had a nice crunch to it, but then the inside was soft to bite into. So I enjoyed both of them. I do lean towards the pizza lunar, the ube crusted one on today's visit. But I would rate either one like a 4 out of 5 on my theme park pizza scale, which is pretty high up when you think about like
it's a pretty extensive
theme park
scale.
Pizza. Yeah, right?
What did you think of those 2 beers?
Okay. I wish we knew more about them.
Yeah.
There was no descriptor at all. It was just the names and the price, not even a picture.
And we asked.
And I tried looking it up online, like on Tapped. I couldn't find anything. So I liked, this one is the
well, we think
astronomer?
that one's the astronomer one, yeah.
Okay.
The clearer one we think was the speechless astronomer.
Okay.
And the
That makes
hazier one we
sense.
think was the wizard
The
wit.
wheat beer. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a wheat beer, yeah.
So upon first sip of the wheat beer, it tasted rather watery. I didn't get much out of it. After having a few more sips in between the bites of the pizza, it did taste a little bit like I had a hint of a fruit. Ryno mentioned maybe a stone fruit, like a peach or a nectar or something like that. I definitely found myself sipping more from the speechless astronomer though. It has that bite to it that typical IPAs do, and I enjoy that. So yeah, I would definitely get the speechless astronomer again for sure.
I want to start by talking about, first of all, like both of the 2 pizzas, okay? And Chloe said something about the crust being great. That is a big factor. If you've been to Florida or lived in Florida, been outside of a theme park, finding good pizza in Florida is actually like, it's a running joke here. It's like a hard thing to find. And I find that like the crust on this is really good. It's like nice and crisp on the outside, fluffy on the inside. So both of them in the way that they came out in terms of like crust quality and everything, great. We did obviously, also I'm now realizing, went with 2 different pizzas that didn't really have a red sauce. I normally, and we talked about it before we ordered because it's just the 2 of us, I usually say that my base of trying a pizza place is a pepperoni pizza. And I will say, I've looked around and at the tables around me, the pepperoni pizzas are the kind with like the thick pepperonis that turn into the cups with the little oil in them, and girl, that's my jam. That's
Next time.
Oh yeah, next time, 100%. Because I already agree with what Chloe said. I would come back here. She has come back here. So let me talk about the Pizza Lunar, which is that, again, the one that has the purple ube crust, which I love just even as a gimmick. I think it's really fun. It really adds to the atmosphere of the restaurant, and it isn't just for kicks. Like, it doesn't do anything to the flavor of the pizza, but I do feel like ube can be, I feel like, a little bit of a delicate flavor. So it does get a little lost. I thought maybe it was going to add a little bit of sweetness to the pizza. It didn't really do that. So if you're nervous about it being like one way or another, I think this is a pretty solid pizza for you to try because I thought it was like good through and through. I definitely see what Chloe's talking about, saying it was kind of like a breakfast pizza, because she said that, and right away in my head I was like, yeah, drop an egg on this thing. Like if there was an egg, because like that porchetta was so it was giving like very like ham. It was giving me green eggs and ham, honestly, is what I was getting from that. And so I was just like, it was good. There were those little bits of the roasted garlic in there, which was really nice. And I am a sucker for a ricotta on a pizza. When I go to like any of these build your own pizza places and they have the ricotta's going on the pizza. It adds just this like really nice creamy element to the pizza that I really enjoy. And that it does, I definitely see what Chloe's talking about. It's very reminiscent. It's got almost breakfast texture to it too. So listen, Universal Creative, you listen? Make a breakfast pizza over here, okay? Because I'll be here every day if that's what happens. In terms of the great mushroom, there are two things that I always say whenever we order pizza. I don't want it on the pizza. One of those things is I'm like anchovies, but like I like anchovies when they're on like a Caesar salad. I've learned, but it's not a thing where I'm like, and also in my life, have any of you ever been anywhere where someone's put anchovies on a pizza? If you have, I'd really be interested, so please let me know. But I always say no mushrooms on a pizza. I find that they end up being a little slimy, a little whatever, but I have seen online, and I've talked to friends who have said that the giant mushroom is one of their favorite things at Epic Universe. So I was like, we kind of have to get this. So I sacrificed the pepperoni pizza to try the giant mushroom because, again, it had the roasted garlic, like the bechamel in there. It had wild mushrooms. And the second you write truffle aioli on anything, you're kind of convincing this fella. I love truffle. Like, I feel like it's one of those things I cannot get enough of the flavor of that. I do feel like today there wasn't a very strong flavor of truffle here. The mushrooms came through really nice, and I am happy to report they weren't. Like, I typically have a problem when they come out too slimy, and these weren't. It was like a good texture. Yeah, I feel like with the bechamel sauce, it all worked together really well. And again, the pizza crust, and I'm glad it wasn't a red sauce, because that's the thing. I was like, I think it's mushrooms when they're a red sauce is where it's really a big no-no for me. But would I get either of these pizzas again? Or let's say I'm sitting at a table and someone brought pizzas over. Would I eat a bite of them? Yeah, 100%. And these are, I agree with Chloe, these are probably, like, I'm trying to go through it in my head right now, the best theme park pizza I've ever had. But beyond that, I think it's some of the best pizza I've had in like Orlando. Like if this was a restaurant that I could order from and get it to my house, like I would order this pizza and have it delivered again. So that's how I feel about that. In terms of the two beers, I think I'm in agreement with Chloe. I feel like the Wizard Wit, like it's definitely, this one looks kind of like a hazy IPA, but it is a wheat beer. It definitely has some of that sweetness to it, but I can't really like put my finger on what the flavors are. I know I said stone fruit, but we did learn recently that stone fruit can be like basically anything that has a pit in it, right?
It looks too pale to be an IPA.
It does look a little pale to be an IPA, but I do feel like we both agreed that the
Speechless.
Yeah, the Speechless Astronomer was the way to go, and it fits in the theming. And I'm going to say, actually, in terms of both of the beers, they actually paired pretty well with the pizza. So like she said, once we started eating the pizza a little bit more and sipping the beer, it was like, oh yeah, okay, this one, the Wizard Wit definitely started delivering a little bit more. But I still think if you're looking for it's a hot day and you're looking for a nice slice of pizza and a good beer, I think the Speechless Astronomer is the way to go with a slice of one of these pizzas. I think you can't go wrong. We are done with our pizza. I think we've said all we need to say, that we would definitely return here again, try more of the pizza. But don't be afraid to stop and check out some of the details. Like we found when we walked out of the side, there was this like cool poster right here, and then we found another character. Yeah, Pizza Lolo, Pizziolo, Duke of Cheese, La Homme de Fromage. What did you call me? No, we like it. There is outdoor seating, so there's going to be ample seating. Who's sitting out here during the summer? I have no clue. Not us. But we did want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us for our pizza date. Chloe's also pointing out on this sign over here, we think this is why the pizza came out so quick.
90 seconds in the making.
90 seconds. It was really, really fast. The service was really fast. it was good. We recommend it. I think it's going to be a cute area at night too. I think maybe on the way out, you're heading out of the park, going back to the hotel might be a great place. Grab the pizza, take it to go.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Well, thank you everybody for joining us here. We will continue to bring you more updates on food, attractions, experiences, all that Epic Universe has to offer as it is opening to guests here. It's a very exciting time. Really enjoying it. Thank you, Chloe, for joining me for pizza today.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Honestly, it was the Fritz Bernays for me. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching or listening. If you like this, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Leave us comments about where and what you want us to see next. We'll happily cater that content to whatever helps you have a better Universal vacation. If you want to reach out to us, you can also feel free to send an email to podcast@disunlimited.com. And we're open to suggestions about future content and all that stuff. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time. Bye. Stay cheesy.